What's up, metalheads? Welcome to MetalRules.com Reviews. I'm RC2000, and this is the first installment of the Hidden Gems series, bringing you some little-known albums from the archives and also based on your suggestions. So if you know of an album that we need to review, let me know down in the comments. Today we're taking a look at LA's Fear of God with the 1991 album Within the Veil. The album featured Blair Darby on bass, Steve Cordova on drums, Michael Carlino on guitar, and the late great Dawn Crosby on vocals. Long before Otep introduced poetry into her music, Dawn started out track one on this album with a little bit before it really kicks in. Check it out.
Broken and bleeding, every seed, every stone.
I'm being lost of control. For the reason, slip away.
Fear of God was born out of the ashes of the late 80s band Detent, who was labeled as having punk and thrash influences, and I think that was because they had shared the stage with the likes of DRI, who at the time was a crossover hardcore thrash band. And so I wouldn't really call Fear of God thrash or punk, but you can hear a little bit of the thrash influence in track one. All that remains around the 145 mark when it really takes off. I really like how good the sound quality is on this album. It was recorded on analog equipment, and they didn't have the production technology that we have today, so especially since it's 30 years old now, it sounds really good. Track 2, Betrayed, starts off a little mellow, and you think the song's going to be a bit slow, but then it really kind of kicks into a good crunchy mid-pace type riff, and the song flip-flops back and forth between those two styles.
Words fall between us, lying in the dust. No trust, the shadows cover us. No trust, it's like this blends together. Swear your soul forever. In no one, nothing can win. Trust.
Side note for you collectors out there, this album came out in a limited run of green vinyl recently, and I don't have it personally, but I heard that the audio is from some other source, not what's on the CD version. And so keep that in mind if you add it to your collection. If you're not familiar with this band, I'd recommend getting the CD version. It's out there, you just gotta look for it. So track 3, Emily, is about a young woman that makes her living on the street and the harsh reality that comes along with that. Check it out.
And who knows the fate of lie down, and swear the sacred words.
This is my first exposure to this band. I heard this song on a sampler CD that I don't even remember where I got it from now, but what a lucky find. Michael Carlino's got some cool guitar work in this one, and the solo in it almost sounds to me like you could see Emily's world just crashing down around her. Track 4, Red to Gray, is my favorite song on the album. It's got a very dark vibe to it. It starts off with this really catchy riff, and it's heavy and crunchy, and you just can't help but headbang along to it. Dawn Crosby really shines on this song, and she uses a lot of different vocal styles really throughout the whole album, and a lot of layering, and it really adds a lot of depth and a lot of quality to the sound. She was a troubled soul, and she unfortunately drank herself to death in 1996, but you can really just hear the pain and the torture in her voice.
To the frenzied feet, she said a prayer for me. Another waiting tide offered her sanctuary. I know somewhere, she said a prayer for me. The Lord, my sanctuary.
I can't play the whole song for you, by the way, without it getting blocked or taken down. But let me know down in the comments what you think about this review style, or if you prefer just to read the typical handwritten ones online. Track 5 is another one that starts off kind of mellow, but then it kicks in and ends up being one of the more aggressive songs on the album. Track 6, Wasted Time, is an interesting one. It's got kind of a mellow feel to it, and it really has the effect of kind of breaking the album up. And though the song does take off around the 350 mark, but don't mistake this one for a ballad, because the lyrical themes deal with broken faith and hanging on to lies.
Harsh words are spoken by those who deny. Harsh words are spoken. Lies, always lie.
Track 7, Love's Death, is another one of my favorites. It's very catchy, it's got a lot of energy, it's a mid-paced type track, and the production quality again is just shining through on this one despite the age of it.
Love's death is a slow death, is a quick death. But why is love
In the liner notes of the Detent CD, the guitarist talks about how talented Dawn Crosby was, but that her march towards self-destruction was unstoppable. And I really like in this song how just venomous her voice can sound.
You come crawling back at me, baby.
So track 8, White Door, is a unique one. It's got a mellow but very haunting type feel to it, and the drummer Steve Cordova really shines on this one. So I don't know how to describe it other than it's almost like a psychedelic or trippy type feel, but see what you think. So that brings us to track 9, the last one on the album, Drift. And this one has to be one of my favorites also. I love it when an album is hard to pick favorites from, and this is definitely one of those. It's got a real up-tempo, kind of heavier feel to it, and right away, as soon as it starts, you know it's going to be killer.
You know you're just another broken brother, a scarred sister. No one will ever miss you anyway. Don't you ever think about the other side.
That's a really good example of this whole record. There's a lot of variety within the songs, there's a lot of tempo changes, there's a lot of different structures. So you never really get bored, and you hear something different every time you listen to it. And this song is all about the things that you let drift away.
Waiting for the door to be kicked in, waiting for my head to hit the ground, waiting for my heart to stop beating. Today is dead and gone, tomorrow is out of sight. It's so sad to be alone, and then I can't in the night.
So what did you think? Our rating system at Metal Rules goes from 1 to 5 with increments of a half, with 1 being I didn't like it at all, and 5 being drop what you're doing and go buy it. And for me, this is a 5-star album all day long, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. Once again, let us know if there's a hidden gem you know about that we need to look at, because I'm always down for discovering new metal. And we will see you on the next episode. I hope you enjoyed it.